The Illuminati's ability to confuse people beyond all truth lies in the fact that they have not only lied to us for centuries, but they have also flipped the lie on its head, so most researchers only understand half of the problem. But like any higher mathematics, we have to take a few different steps to balance it out. To use one of their terms, much will be brought to light if we see the mystery inside the riddle. Now, part of this answer most people will not want to hear, and most researchers have a problem discussing the issue or unwarily provide only half of the solved riddle. And what I am talking about is religion and spirituality. There's been a war going on, played on several levels. The most important level is that this is a holy war, a hidden spiritual war, declared on all people and fueled by the established power structure. We have to recognize the fact that the Illuminati has done a very thorough job through centuries of brainwashing and confusing people, even lying to their own members as they progress through the different Masonic lodges' degrees. The first truth we must uncover in this multi-step equation is that any and all religions are not all bad or not all good. There isn't one correct choice. I'm talking about every religion. They have all been touched by the Illuminati's priesthood. In fact, the main job for many people who have been professionally brainwashed since birth through the Monarch program is that they become clergy members. Still, we cannot say that all religion is bad either. This is what other researchers will have you believe, that every religion is a form of brainwashing. Believing that is the recipe for spiritual retardation, which will keep us in a holding pattern on the planet. The results are painfully obvious. It's a path leading to war, hate, materialism, and the ego. The third point we must understand is not all teachings of the occult are bad. The occult means hidden, and much information has been hidden that we can learn from. Yet jumping headfirst into the occult is definitely not what I'm saying either. The occult has been on serious lockdown by the Illuminati for centuries. They have seen to an occult monopoly. Using the power of the church and the false authority of God, they've murdered all their occult competition who were threats to their lodges, using the witch hunts, whereupon not one Illuminati witch was killed. They destroyed the spiritual American Indian communities, as well as murdering old ladies out in the woods, working with the herbs and roots of life, natural medicines, healing arts. All along, the real evil people were protected under their titles as priests, rabbis, as well as any respectable position of power. The uttermost evil tends to camouflage itself well for fear of being exposed. Furthermore, the Illuminati is finding out that the one world religion they craved to instill on the people was right under their noses all along. They are realizing that as every kid loves magic, whether it be Harry Potter, monsters, or movies about angels or demons, I have personally seen that as they are moving prayer out of school, they are slowly introducing the occult in its place. It comes in the forms of thousands of occult books, which are pushed on the children in the classrooms themselves. So we definitely cannot say the occult is all good, even though it can be a source of information that we cannot find anywhere else. Another big lie being foisted on the people is the lie that Jesus Christ did never exist. For proof, they call him another version of the sun god and point to the stories of many other earlier gods, Horus, Mithra, Attis, Krishna, Dionysus, who shared many of the same stories attributed to Jesus Christ. For example, all of those gods were all said to be born a virgin. Some turned water into wine. They were all crucified or killed, whereupon they were all resurrected.
While this is true, if you check into it, it only proves one thing. The Greek and Roman scribes who were paid to write or rewrite Jesus' story on the orders of the Roman Empire added many of these facts to create a first one-world religion consisting of many different religions, and of course their
all-powerful and omniscient sun god that they can never give up.
and hence impress and control more people. They didn't care about Christ's true teachings and his true religion. They only cared about creating a superpower to control people, which is exactly what they accomplished. Though while alive, Christ was a severe threat to the secret priesthood. The secret priesthood commanded the Roman authority and the current-day New World Order. Christianity was always been under attack by the Illuminati, and they consider that one of the biggest threats to them, which is why they've gone to such lengths to infiltrate it. Yet personally, I always wondered about the turning water into wine story myself. I mean, why would Jesus introduce his superpowers to the world for the first time ever with such a cheap carnival trick? It seems kind of superficial. If they want that one back, they can have it. Jesus was better without it. In my opinion, he was better without all the miracles, if you ask me. Now, before any of you shout blasphemy, please hear this out. Jesus taught that he was the Son of God, teaching us that we were all God's children. Furthermore, God came into the world to experience this hard world that we all struggle through Jesus. Now tell me, would God truly experience the world as we do if he came down with all these special powers? A simple example would be like experiencing a video game someone else is struggling at and then typing in the God code that gives you special powers, endless lives, and power. Are you truly experiencing the same video game? Or is God truly experiencing the world as we do? Or are we cheating? This is the same reason when Jesus was put to death, he didn't just fly away as many people ask if he was God, because that would be like cheating and the whole experience would be lost. The same goes for all the people in the Bible who would only believe in Jesus if Jesus performed some trick for them or did something for them. Part of being a true follower is not following because of the benefits, but following because it is the righteous way and you are walking in the shadow of truth. If Jesus is a great teacher sent from God only because he performs tricks for his followers, I'm glad that we are not praying to Harry Houdini right now. So Jesus not having all those special powers and still touching all those people's lives, now that is the real miracle. He did it with truth. And that goes for his followers too, making them 1,000,000 times more faithful, because they followed him with faith and not with magical proof. The books Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, even though they share the same name as the apostles, his apostles did not write those books. That is a common misconception by many Christians. The authors, Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John, were actually Greeks and Romans who lived hundreds of years after Jesus died and were paid professional writers contracted out by the unholy Roman Empire to take the true religion of Christ and then repackage it for mass consumption, turning it into a superpower BS religion by mixing all these other religions up with it. While along the secret priesthood kept their precious sun god. Now all this information is a mix of both established religious texts combined with information from Gnostic texts. If you are interested, some secret teachings of Christ were unearthed in 1945 along Egypt's Upper Nile. It's called the Gospel of St. Thomas and was supposedly written by the doubting Thomas. If you don't like established super powerful religion, let's not blame Jesus Christ or call him some figment of someone's imagination. Jesus Christ was a revolutionary. He went against the New World Order of his time. He walked into the temple where they were selling God out like some sort of product, and Jesus went nuts, breaking the tables and chasing the scum out of the temple.
There are many people who have studied the super powerful church or Zionists. They've seen all the wars and bloodshed and misery that have been caused, only to become Satanist or spiritual atheist, and have played right back into another trap of the Illuminati, whereupon the other trap is set for others who simply think that believing in some established religious church is good enough, and that somehow saves them from doing any work or effort to make things better on the planet. And that's exactly, again, what the Illuminati want: unproductive or disengaged people.
Yo, that shit's bulletproof.
Yo, that shit's
Bulletproof.